Let me tell you a little rundown of the last few years. So let's say 2017, we get some laws. Previous to that, we were self-regulated. We had some industry associations that were putting out label standards, that were making sure that people weren't selling to kids, all these different things. We were doing it in our own way, and it was very effective. Then in 2018, they came up with some laws. They're like, oh, we want these changes, and we had to go and literally rebrand so many of our flavors because they're like, oh, you can't even use the name vanilla. You can't even use the name caramel. If you have a caramel macchiato, caramel is a banned name. We had to change all the labels. Then 2019, they created this vape epidemic, big scare. So then they started banning more things. In BC, they made it illegal to give it without nicotine. They made it illegal to have it in a bottle that's bigger than 30 mils. Then you go forward into 2021, 2022, they start talking about flavor bans every year. They dropped the nicotine level to 20 milligram when everyone needed 35 milligrams, so then it wasn't as effective. They started putting propaganda everywhere, and then favoring big tobacco. Big tobacco came in. They tried to come into all the big into the vape organizations. Then they went and created their own organization, and then the big Health Canada used them as the example and talked to them mostly. So year over year, we kept on getting screwed to the point where there's nothing left now. The industry is pretty much gone. Big tobacco owns it all, and this is always the same objective year. Like all these different industries, they do the same strategies. Go in, monopolize using the banks and fake money and all this like extra free cash that they have, and then they go and they regulate everyone. Essentially, the objective has always been the same, is to remove all the people from the industry, and this is why they even did prohibition back in the 20s and 30s. It wasn't for the people, it was to make sure that all the little producers went bankrupt so that they can come back, bring it back into legalization, and then only have the big producers that they could control. They love this idea of consolidation, and this whole idea all roots to an interest-based banking system. They do this across all the industries, so whether you agree with vape or not, look at all the industries, it's exact same. That's why you can't do anything for yourself nowadays.